Greetings, beloved ones. We speak to you today in front of fireworks because that's how our heart, if you can call it a heart in these dimensions, it's how our heart feels when we make contact with you. Thank you so much for being here. And we are very excited because this is the precipice of a new year for you. And many people turn to predictions. It's a fun way to look at what is coming. And we wish to speak to you about predictions that aren't really predictions, but perhaps manifestations of what you intend to create. And that is why we want to tell you more than anything else that there's no prediction that we wish to give you for your upcoming year. Rather, we predict that this is going to be the most amazing time of your growth, and you will have many opportunities to fulfill what you desire. There's so much energy on the planet. There's so much coming to you. These fireworks behind us can't even represent the magnitude of the multitude of entities and collectives and spirit that is loving you up and welcoming you to the embrace of 5 dimensions. So let's talk specifically about why people look to predictions and what, in fact, you can expect as you move into your new year. Now, there's many great channels who offer beautiful help to people, who talk about the energies that are coming in, and we laud that. But then there's also some who talk about things that will happen, and that is where it gets a little dicey. Because if you speak about what's going to happen, you're basically giving your power away to that timeline and saying, that's the timeline I want to ride. If you just speak about the energies that you're in, you're kind of trying to lay out the terrain you're in and you make sense of it and you move forward. And that empowers you. That keeps you sovereign. It gives you the control to make the choices you wish to make. The reason many of us turn to predictions is simply fear. We don't like what's going on and we want to know when it's going to end. When are the bad people going to go away or be taken away? And so we look for those predictions. Yes, it's going to happen this year. It's going to happen. Then we get our hopes up and we go through that cycle of disappointment one more time. You see, it's not really about just jumping into 5D. It's about enjoying and learning from the process of becoming. It's no initiation if people just hand you a diploma. It's like getting a participation award. If you don't go out there and grapple with the challenge, then what have you really become? What have you learned? And that's how this transition into 5D is taking place. It's happening slowly for a reason. And that reason is it's giving you plenty of opportunity to see what's inside you, to see how you react to what's outside of you, so you can create a better vibration both within and what you emanate to change everyone, including you. So if we wish to give you any message about predictions, it is, please enjoy your process. Can you be in a 3D situation where things are not going as you would please, where your emotions are giving you unhappy signals? Can you say, I'm bringing 5D light and energy to this here now, and change that situation because you master it, bringing in the knowledge that you are already in 5D, even though it doesn't appear that way on the outside. Then the change takes place in you. Then the change takes place without. And when we say without, we mean in the world, outer world. Because that's what you vibrate and emanate, and that's what you attract, and then that helps other people come along. So the only prediction we really have for you this year is you're going to have these moments of trepidation, fear. What's coming? I'm uncertain. And then those moments, and they happen constantly every day, become the opportunity for you to show your mastery. And it's a practice. That's why it's going slowly. You're practicing, you're becoming. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. The channel woke up this morning and he was telling himself, wow, it feels like I've had 3 cups of coffee. And he hadn't had caffeine in almost 2 weeks because there was so much energy coming through. And when this energy comes through, it's often uncomfortable. It's like, oh, what am I doing? I'm shaking on the inside. Well, that's the fireworks going off. That's you becoming. That's the energy moving from 5D into your 3D physicality, and it's your transition. And that's why it doesn't happen all at once, because you don't want to explode, do you? Many people say the phrase, oh, it's too much, slow it down, when they're given access to the higher realms. And that's okay. It all comes in your time. Just know you can get to the higher realms. But getting back to that energy, the channel, in his many years on the planet, has spent time avoiding that energetic feeling. Drugs, alcohol, overeating, sexuality. And not in a bad way, but in the way of, not in a good way, but in the way that, well, there's no bad or good way with this, but in a way that avoids what's really going on. Let me get some different feelings in my body so I will turn to sex, is what he was doing, or binge watching TV or anything like that. That's what his pattern has been. And I'm sure nobody out there relates to that. That's the joke he always likes to tell. Nobody on the planet feels that way. So what we are telling you is that when you have these energetic feelings, embrace them, bring them in, breathe into them, let them come to your body and say, wow, transition is taking place. Something new is here. I don't need to go and look outside to a prognosticator or a seer to tell me what it is. I know I'm in change. I'm in transition. Let me manifest it. And if you do need comfort, just talk to your spirit. Say, please be with me. And that is the biggest comfort you will ever get. If you stay one with yourself in these moments of growth, when you're feeling like you're on 15 cups of coffee, you're noticing that the sun is starting to move and there's starting to be lines across the screen. So we're going to adjust now, as much as we like the fact that the change is happening. Last week, we spoke of the channel manifesting a new ability. And he started to be able to just see timelines for other people when he interacted with them. And then when he acted with himself, and he was doing some clearing of some charges, as we always recommend, getting that dark, dense energy out, he noticed he could see the timelines of not only when this happened in his life, but when it happened in his parents' life, both his mom and his dad. Just was revealed to him the instances of when this energy took place. So he did what he knew how to do, which was to fully feel it till it's relieved and it's fully expressed, and then bring in new sweet energy from source. And we commented last week that he doesn't even need to do that. Once he's aware, he could just simply shift timelines. So he tried that. He started having a set of feelings. He saw where it was rooted in, and he just said, no, this is the outcome. This is what happened back then. And the feelings were relieved. Just like that. He still can't believe that it's that easy now to just dance through timelines. He still has the memories of what happened, but he also has the memories of what happened in the new timeline he creates. Go figure that. Now, we're telling you this because he experienced what it's like to change and to allow change to take place. And this is what we want you to start to consider, is that you don't need to know how to do this. You don't need to know what's next. You just need to accept that your abilities are expanding. And the more you stay in touch with your inner self, with your spirit, the more guidance you will be given. It's that simple. You allow the energies to come to you. You connect with your sacred self. whether that's a meditation or prayer or just talking in the morning. And then the guidance comes in. And those are the predictions we wish you. Those are the predictions we wish you to start to follow. Your own internal guidance, your own magnificence. That is truly the only prediction that matters. You're going to come to your magnificence. And it happens in so many ways. Last year, on the new year, the channel decided he wanted to bilocate. He wanted to be able to go to a beach somewhere and come back from the experience with sand in his pocket. Now, that didn't happen, but it did lead him to take a class on how to do remote viewing. And in the middle of that class, his channeling abilities kicked in because he made some connections. So he gave up on the remote viewing because it wasn't really resonating with him. But the channeling took off, and now it's at this level. And now he can speak to spirit, any spirit he chooses in these messages to let his own sacred self come through. But if he wants to speak to any entity, and believe me, there are some beautiful ones out there who are willing to help, he can. And when he works with people, he works directly with their soul to soul contact. So that was his gift. Now, we tell you this story because it came unexpected. He wanted something, and then he allowed, and then it manifested in ways he wasn't quite aware of. And then new things came to him, and he allowed those. And this is what we're trying to tell you, is that these new abilities are going to come to you in spades, in ways you can't even imagine. It helps if you set your sights on something you want to do, because that will lead you towards information in that way. And we ask you to do this from your own internal guidance, not what somebody else tells you the energies are out there and what you should be working on. Use your own internal guidance. That is the measure of you becoming. That is the initiation. Choose what you like. Now, you may not get it exactly, but you put the effort in, and then most importantly, you let the allowance come to you. And then these skills will manifest because the energies are so ripe. The fireworks are going off. And then just check with your internal guidance and say, okay, show me what's next. Show me another aspect of this. Because nothing comes to you until you're ready, and nothing comes to you until you ask. So prepare yourself, get ready and ask. And the one you ask, we encourage you to ask your sacred higher self, your own internal person, because that is where true guidance comes from. So let go of the predictions. Yes, it's a messy thing out there. Yes, it's fun to watch like sports, but if you watch it, you get involved and you start rooting for your team, okay? So do you really want to wait for when all those bad people are going to go to trial? Are you going to wait for the external event of the reval or the flash or whatever it is that's going to come? Or are you going to start saying, hey, here's another example of a 3D thing that is bugging me. I am a 5D soul. I'm going to bring that energy to this experience, and I'm going to grow. That's what we want you to do as far as predictions go, because that is where you will make the biggest growth. And that is where you'll start to just be amazed, because those things in 3D that are bugging you will no longer do that because you're addressing them. You're not waiting on the sideline. You're addressing them by seeing how you feel about it. What's your attraction to it? What's your connection to it? What is this greater energy that's available to me that I could bring? And of course, that greater energy is that you are love and you're already in 5D and you're taken care of. And you'll know that through practice. So we say to you, many, many blessings. There's so much adventure coming to you. The known, the unknown. It's all going to start to become even more incredible. So please turn to your own guidance for predictions. Become the prediction rather than letting others guide you. Now, it's helpful when they do, when people talked about the terrain and the energy that's out there. It's helpful when you use cards, because it's not like somebody else is telling you what to do. You're checking in with your internal guidance saying, oh, this is kind of what's up for me now. But you can we ask you to get to the point where you're not relying on another person to be the interpreter of your card experience. Develop that skill because you are that skill. You are in 5D. And we're asking you to not let others tell you, oh, this is how it is. And then more importantly, don't rely on the mechanism. Yes, a card is helpful until you get used to speaking with spirit directly. Yes, whatever rituals you do are important because it's how you connect. But no, it is not the ritual. It is your connection. It is your magnificence, your spark, your soul. And then as you use these processes, go to that place to where it becomes automatic, where it's not some big ritual to just get into spirit because you are spirit and you are expressing it. And that's going to happen more and more in 2023. That's our prediction. Many of you are going to claim your power. And we hope that this message helps you. Stay blessed. Hi, I'm Peter D. Thank you so much for watching this video. We're all doing our best we can to help humanity ascend. Please share your comments below. It's important that other people hear that these experiences are happening with everybody. So let us know what's going on with you. And if you can, please like and subscribe to this video. It'll help the YouTube algorithm send it out for more people to see. Stay blessed. You are so magnificent.